Yes, we are leaving the RV and we're leaving the United States for this place. Albania. For 40 years, Albania was one of the most isolated countries on earth, completely closed off and ruled by one of Europe's most paranoid dictators, Enver Hoxha.
One of the most repressive and bloodiest regimes of contemporary history.
Imposed a reign of fear for over a quarter of a century.
Spend any amount of time in Albania and you'll see reminders of that era. But that Albania is long gone. There's only one way to understand a place and its people, and that's by being there, experiencing it for yourself. So we're diving headfirst into the culture, which means surprisingly good food and lots of rakia. Welcome to Albania. After nearly 20 hours of traveling, we finally made it to Tirana, the capital city of Albania. Right away, the first thing we noticed was this city feels like a mix of old and new. You'll see the older buildings right next to the newer ones going up everywhere. New digs. This is our Airbnb for the next 10 days, I think. We are in the heart of Tirana. We're on the 3rd floor, so our luggage is kind of out there because we lugged it up 3 flights of stairs. But this is the place. So we're gonna settle in for a bit, maybe find somewhere for a quick bite to eat, maybe some water and some coffee because I need to get some work done. And then that'll be it for the rest of the night. So I thought, but that first beer in Albania gave us some new life to go explore. We decided to walk around Skanderbeg Square, and this will be our central starting point for most of our exploration through the city. Just start at the square and you can pretty much find your way around anywhere in the city center. I did, however, forget to charge my phone before we left, but luckily I keep a power bank in my pocket. Snap that bad boy on and we were good to go, which meant we could actually film a little bit of the city on day one. And it's mag safe, so it just snaps right on without blocking my camera. Anyway, that's a little bit of day one. We didn't stay out long because, shocker, exhaustion set in.
Is our first, well, I'm calling it our first official day in Tirana because yesterday was a wash because of the jet lag. It was awful. It still is kind of awful. But we're kicking off today outside in the sunshine with a free walking tour, which is going to be a great way to get to know the city that we know virtually nothing about.
Morning. For the walking tour? Hi, yes. Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, so we can't film the walking tour, but we can film the sights. So here are my cliff notes. First up is the massive mosaic on the front of the National Historical Museum. The museum itself is currently under renovation, but the mosaic is still impossible to miss. It's called The Albanians, and it tells the story of how people here have fought off invasion and occupation for centuries. Right on the edge of the square is the statue of Skanderbeg himself, the general who led the resistance against the Ottoman Empire in the 1400s. But there's a small detail we never would have noticed without the tour. Every single stone tile here comes from a different city in Albania. And if you look closely, you can see the name of the city carved into the corner of each one. Another thing you'll quickly notice walking around Tirana, almost none of the buildings look alike, and that's intentional. Over the last couple decades, the city has really leaned into creative and bold architecture, like this one. At first glance, it just looks abstract, but it's designed to look like the face of Skanderbeg watching over the city.
Iskander comes from Alexander the Great again.
Now, there were a couple stops on our tour we're going to gloss over for now, places like BunkArt 2 and the Pyramid of Tirana. We'll be coming back to them later in the video for a much deeper look.
Obviously, tour guides are great for learning about a city, but they're also a great reference when it comes to the food.
Tavë kosi, yogurt casserole. Tavë kosi is made with lamb, yogurt, eggs, and this is my favorite one, is tavë dheu. Tavë dheu is made with veal, cottage cheese, peppers, garlic, onions, and olive oil.
We just wrapped up the tour. It was over 2 hours. There was just so much to learn about. We couldn't film, unfortunately, so other companies don't steal their talking points, but we learned so much about the history, the politics, the different periods. We learned a lot from our tour guides, personal stories growing up in Albania and her parents and grandparents, and I worked up an appetite. They do suggest a 15 to 20 euro tip per person, but it's up to you to determine the value. We also got these really handy brochures that give us Albanian vocabulary, which is really nice. We're gonna need to start practicing that. And then recommendations for restaurants and things to do and a little map.
On that map was a small restaurant serving traditional food at a pretty affordable price. So we figured it was the perfect place to try our first.
Kosi. It is like a yogurt lamb dish. It was recommended by our tour guide. It's supposed to be a traditional dish. It's one of those moments where I'm like thankful I'm not allergic to anything because I have no idea what's in this. That's delicious.
And I got the other recommendation, tavadeo. But it's a clay pot meat stew. I think it's veal. And it comes out bubbling, so it looks really good. Tastes like almost kind of like a lasagna. The inside of a lasagna without the pasta.
That was 1,400 lek, which is $16.81.
Walking off our meal, we headed to Tirana Lake Park, where we caught a musical performance. First day in Tirana, complete. I say it's a strong start.
So today just so happens to be one of the largest celebrations in Albania. This is Summer Day. This happens every year on March 14th. It signifies the end of winter and the beginning of spring. There's a lot of people out here right now. Hopefully we can see some things and eat some food and participate in Summer Day.
It is, understandably, way more people here today than it was yesterday. Besides everyone being outside today, we learned a few things about Dita Verës. 1, Albanians love a good holiday. 2, lots of people wear red or have a red bracelet to signify the day. 3, you have to eat a balakume. It's a must, and there's no complaints there.
So one of the traditions of Summer Day is to get a balakume. This is a Albanian cookie, like a buttermilk cookie made with sugar and flour. You will see them everywhere. There is no shortage of these cookies. I have no idea what it tastes like, if we'll like it, but cheers. Tastes like shortbread.
If there's one thing Tirana's known for, it's bunkers. We've mentioned this earlier, but it's still crazy to think about the hundreds of thousands of these things that were built across the country for an invasion that never came. Today, 2 of the biggest ones survive as museums, BunkArt 1 and BunkArt 2. Since BunkArt 2 sits right in the middle of the city center, it's the one most people visit. It focuses on themes of repression and the activities of the Sigarimi, the regime's secret police.
Thousands of microphones were hidden across the country in order to detect any activity viewed as unlawful.
The most recognizable part of the bunker is the dome entrance, which is outlined with images of the victims of the regime.
Such a heavy surveillance state, and she told us about it on our tour, but to see the contraptions they had set up and the training they would go to for the radio bugs, seeing how they would surveil people at the cinema and on the train and at the bus stop and at a restaurant. Wild.
A lot of certain rooms in this place feel like a haunted house. Like I feel like something's gonna jump out and scare me at any second. Look at this, it's so dark. We are currently climbing the Pyramid of Tirana. It was a monument dedicated to Hoxha, but since then they've really rebranded it and done a lot of good things with it. It's now like a children's science center or a learning center or something like that. More specifically, the pyramid is home to Tumo Tirana, a self-learning center that educates kids through workshops and digital skills. Walking to the top of the pyramid is good exercise and a chill spot to hang out for a sunset.
Hey, do you know what we're walking on?
What? Oh, George Bush Street. Not far from here is Pizari Iri, which sits in one of the oldest parts of Tirana. And for decades, this was the city's main market. It would be here that we'd meet some interesting characters and unexpectedly try Albania's national spirit for the first time.
Don't want to knock anything over. Bowls are cool.
Honey.
This.
Ah.
Faleminderit.
Faleminderit.
That's really good.
Sa kushton?
6.
6? Ooh. Rocky.
You might see rakia make a frequent appearance in our Albania videos. It's a fruit brandy that is deeply rooted in Albanian culture, closely linked to hospitality.
We ended up buying some honey and trying some raki for the first time, which was, it was pretty good. I'm on to bend your photo. So these guys are playing a game. I don't know what it is. I'll probably be able to find it later on after I look it up. But I almost had it perfect. I said, hello?
In Albanian.
In Albanian. I said, can I take a photo? In Albanian. And then when I was done, I tried to say thank you, and I said, Falaman Dajti. And it's not that.
Now I'm confused.
Yeah, now you're confused.
Falaman Dare.
We're gonna get this down. We're gonna get it down. We got time.
Oh my god.
Vino? Do you make it? You make it? You drink it? Oh. I didn't expect this market to look as modern as it does. I was imagining something with a little bit more street vendors, almost like a flea market atmosphere. I'm sure Tirana has plenty of markets like that. We just need to keep looking.
Or even the name here. Pusi I Gështenja.
Pusi I Gështenja.
That means chestnut swell.
Chestnut, okay. I mean, it's just roasting?
So right now we're heading to Albanian Night, which is probably the most expensive thing that we have done thus far at 40 euros a person. But it's going to be a great opportunity to get to know Albanian culture through song and music and dance. Definitely a touristy activity, but I think this will be really good to kind of learn more about Albanian culture.
When you arrive at Albanian Nights, they actually give you the option to dress in traditional Albanian clothing. Of course, we said yes. The hat didn't exactly cooperate with Tony's locks, but we made it work. Now, I don't know if the story changes every night, but the one we walked into was an Albanian wedding that somehow turned into a murder mystery. I won't spoil anything further, just know there's a lot of audience participation. If you're sitting in the front row, you're probably getting pulled into the story, whether you're ready or not. And when it's all over, as part of the tradition, guests are treated to a glass of rakia, which I'm still getting used to.
You guys walk out as family. Thank you for being with us.
What's your favorite part?
The Rocky. No, the dancing. It was very comedic, very interactive, come with energy.
Yeah.
Or else he'll make you do everything again. Yeah.
I wanted to see how this city wakes up, catch a few golden hour pictures. What I didn't realize was what the day was. Thousands of people were out here. I don't know what's happening this morning, but it's Friday morning, and it's like the whole city is out at sunrise. As it turns out, this morning happens to fall on Eid al-Fitr, the celebration that marks the end of Ramadan. And once the celebration was over, people went back to their day as normal. We, on the other hand, had plans on the outskirts of the city. Tirana is surrounded by mountains, but if you want a really good view of the city, there's a cable car that takes you to the top of one of those mountains. So we're gonna go check it out today, and I think at this point we've done enough of these that I should not be afraid of heights.
You coming for the first time in Albania?
First time, yeah.
Albania is beautiful.
Yes.
but for the summer, some meal is different.
Summer is the best.
Yeah.
Have you done the Dajti Express?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
It's nice.
Do you have a favorite restaurant in Tirana?
Favorite? Pasta da buci or papirun. Tav kosi, shish kebab, taveu.
What was your name?
Andy.
Andy? Tony. Close.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Enjoying, guys.
Thank you. Falamende. Y'all here in a good time, huh?
So busy.
A round trip ticket for the cable car is 1,500 lek per person. As of filming this, I don't think they take card right now, but there is an ATM just around the corner if you need cash.
It's a little bit more bouncy than I was expecting. See how we get when we get out there. Really?
You like it?
It's a little bit more.
Oh, it's pretty.
From this height, you start to realize just how spread out Tirana actually is. The ride itself is actually really nice, maybe a little windy, but I'm enjoying it. Tony might disagree.
I like that we're not super high off the ground, so I don't feel that bad as we go to a part that's super high off the ground.
Of course, a cable car this long, going this high, you'll feel a little resistance from the wind. But really, the more important question is
there snacks up there?
I think there's a restaurant.
This is the only cable car in all of Albania, so it's worth experiencing once. It apparently is only a 15-minute ride, but it felt way longer than that. And getting there right when they open is the way to go.
There's no one on these cars. I haven't seen a single person passing in any of these cable cars. It's a Thursday at 10, so it opened at 9.
The cable car takes you straight up the mountain. At first, it's a pretty gradual climb, and then just suddenly shoots up.
Oh, there you go.
World's slowest door.
Oh, that was not the least enjoyable thing I've ever done, but it was okay. It's the wind that gets you. I don't know if I said this on camera, but I was making an earlier point, like a couple days ago, how walkable Tirana feels, and seeing it sprawled out from up here, you're like, holy shit, this is a big city. It is a bit chilly up here, so we're not gonna stay up here too long. I'm just trying to get my sea legs back under me before we head back down. But there's a hotel up here, there's a restaurant, there's bars, mini golf, there's paragliding, a bunch of different things you can do.
Find joy in the journey. If that ain't the motto of our lives.
Oh my gosh. It is very windy right here. I'm fine. Everything's fine.
We're seeing people pass us, so they haven't stopped putting people on these, which in my mind, I'm like, it's not, this is...
See, it's getting here too, isn't it?
It's not enough wind for the professionals to be nervous, so that's what I'm reminding myself.
Was it?
Long.
Yeah.
Really pretty views. Bang for your buck pretty high, I feel like. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe. I would add this to like a Tirana itinerary I was giving to someone else. And even when you like ask locals about it, we're like, oh, how is it? And they're like, oh, it's good. It's good. So if the locals like it, then
It's good.
Plus, it's worth seeing the mountain from the top if you plan on going to BunkArt 1 anyway, since it's right around the corner. So, the cable car was cool, but there's actually BunkArt number 1 here, BunkArt 1, which allows you to walk into the mountain. So apparently BunkArt 1 is huge, almost like an underground city. In my head, I'm imagining, I don't know if you've seen the show Paradise, great show, you should watch it, it's on Hulu. But in my head, it feels like it's gonna look like that or like one of the shelters from Fallout. Good music. Well, the long tunnel to get there certainly builds up the suspense. So we've talked about how there are tons of bunkers all throughout Albania. This one was apparently specifically for the government officials should anything happen. More specifically, it was built in the 70s to shelter Albania's communist elite. For decades, this bunker stayed a secret even after the regime fell.
Quite inconspicuous, which I guess essentially is the whole point.
Yeah. It feels very post-apocalyptic. Especially when the wind makes the merry-go-round squeak and move. Did not do it.
Mind your head.
Okay, now this really feels like Fallout.
Look at these doors.
Whew, sturdy.
Ain't no escaping that. There's zombies in here?
Oh, you can move them. Oh, they're heavy. Is that actually something leaking or is that audio?
The decontamination room. Decontamination room.
Such a weird feeling in here. The whole time I'm wondering what it would have been like if the bunker had actually been used and people lived down here. While we are deep into a mountain, we're not like as far underground as I thought we'd be. Wonder how well this would have actually done if like hit the fan. That being said, the halls do feel like they go on forever, and we did continue to go down, even though we were going like down the mountain, but it still just feels like we're on the outskirts of the mountain and not like deep into it.
It's not like just a red button. It says press it once. I'm not gonna read that first one. Big red button in the middle, it says press it. So don't press it. Do not press the button, it doesn't work.
Should the button had functioned, I think the gas is supposed to come out of the mannequins. At least that's what these images show. It could have been too triggering for some, or maybe it was just too expensive to maintain.
According to the census of September 30th, 1945, 81% of the population was illiterate. Then in 1995, they publicly declared that Albania had gotten rid of illiteracy and people up to age 40 years.
We're always thankful to come across places like BunkArt in our travels to help us learn and grow an appreciation for the countries that welcome us in, while also keeping our experiences uniquely us. Like we always tend to do, we wanted to get a little bit deeper than just the surface level of this country. Sometimes that means talking about the good and the bad. Albania is still developing, and rapidly, and becoming a very intriguing destination for travel for good reason. Next, we're doing a little international house hunters tour of our own. We're actually sharing the apartment hunt over on Patreon for free if anyone wants to see that process.
Did we just make our decision?
But here on YouTube, the next video is our experience trying Albanian food.
Wow.
Make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss the next detour.